Okay, good day, ladies and gentlemen. Your mentor, Nako speaking. Welcome to our first market breakdown session. Yes, the session will be recorded, okay? So, first and foremost, here we have our pair Euro USD on the daily time frame. Okay, so Euro USD, what we have been seeing is that it has been in an uptrend whereby it's creating its higher highs and higher lows. Let me just remove these, whereby it's creating its higher highs and higher lows. So previously on Euro USD, what we managed to see is that here it created a break of structure. And we had a choice to take our demand entry or our golden zone entry. But in these cases we took our golden zone entry, so let me just mark it off. Our golden zone entry. So since this is on the daily time frame, immediately when price taps us into our golden zone entry, we are going to look for our confirmation entry so we can take our buying opportunities. So let's just play price and see. Okay, as you can see there, price taps us in and spikes us a little bit out of our golden zone entry. So let's just scale down into our lower time frame to look for our confirmation entries. Okay, so let me just take this to the right, to the left. Okay, so as you can see there, within our golden zone entry, we can see we have this break of structure here, and we have our change of character here. Okay, so now we're going to take our golden zone from our low to our high, and it's going to give us our zone. And that's where we'll be looking to take our entries from. Okay, golden zone. So ultimately, with this entry here, we'll be risking around about 10 pips, 12 pips. So let's just take our long position here, place it here. Okay, and our first take profit will be at this high here, because we know that this high should be taken out, and our second take profit will be on our higher time frame, which is going to be our higher time frame high. Okay, so this is going to be our entry and our take profit. Okay, so let's just scale down to the lower time frame and look for our entries again. Okay, as you can see, the price eventually taps us in and pushes to the upside, smashing our first take profit. And let's just go to our higher time frame. And as you can see, the price eventually pushes to the upside, taking our take profit. Okay, so eventually this is a around about 30-hour trade. Okay, so what are we looking next on our Euro USD pair? Okay, So since now we know that price tapped us into our golden zone entry and took our previous high, so here we have a break of structure. We have a break of structure, and now we'll be looking again to take our golden zone entry from Euro USD or our, let me just mark this out, our golden zone entry, or here on the 2 daily chart, we have a beautiful order block here. So now to minimize your risk, what you have to do is that you have to look for your confirmation entries within one of these zones here to minimize your risk. Because if you take your entries based off your golden zone higher time frame entry here, you'll be risking 50 pips, and here you'll be risking around about 70-60 pips, which is a lot of pips to risk. Okay, so now how do you catch your entries from this high to your golden zone or your order block entry? Okay, so now you scale down to your lower time frame and you wait for your change of character or your SMS. Okay, whichever one price forms, we are going to react of it. Okay, so this is what we are going to be looking for, whereby price now is pushing in a bullish trend and is going to create a break of structure here, creating a break of structure and a change of character, and we'll be taking off our entries of this high here. And if we miss this, if it happens that we miss this entry here, we'll take off our entries of our flip zone, whereby here we have this break of structure and our entry here of this lower high, pushing price to the downside to our golden zone entry or our order block entry. Okay, what happens if price doesn't create a change of character? Maybe it creates an SMS. Okay, so what we are going to wait for is this. Price does this. Eventually price violates our previous creates a low and violates our previous low, and we're going to take our entries of this high here, so basically this is going to be our SMS. So basically this is going to be our SMS, and we're going to take off our entries here at this lower high to push price down to our golden zone or our order block. Okay, so that's it for Euro USD. Moving on to USD CAD. Let me just remove everything. Okay, so now on USD CAD on the weekly time frame, we managed to see that here price created a change of character, a break of structure, and a change of character. Okay, and price tapped us into our golden zone entry. So what I like about the golden zone entry, sometimes it can also mark out our supply entry, which is,
Are you trading on Exness and missing out on daily money? At Narco Capitals, we pay you just for trading. No extra costs, no hidden terms. Here's how it works. You trade and we reward you. every single day. Your rewards are withdrawable, you earn whether you win or you lose. And yes, you can still trade with your own strategy or your own EA. Sign up under our link and start receiving your daily rebates plus free mentorship, risk management tools, and VIP access to our private trading group. Don't trade alone, join the Blueprint community.
which is adequate. Okay, so this is going to be our golden zone entry, whereby price tapped us into our golden zone entry in our weekly time frame. So if we can scale down to our daily time frame, we can see that price created a change of character here, created this change of character. Let me just move this to our left hand side. So as you can see here, price created a break of structure and our change of character here. Okay, so initially here, price, we can see that price respected our lower high here, which is this high, and we were ranging between this high and this low here. So between this high and this low, price was consolidating for a while, whereby price was just moving sideways. Okay, so we just recently broke our low, meaning that we can confirm that we in a downtrend. Okay, so now once we are confirmed that we in a downtrend, this here is going to be our break of structure, and now we can say that we are ranging between this high and this low. So price is ranging between this high and this low. Okay, so if we move back to our daily time frame, we can see here price left us with a beautiful supply area here. Supply area here, and this will just be liquidity, equal highs. Okay, so now we'll be looking to take off our entries of our supply area here. Okay, so now you can see that our supply area is too far off where our current market price is. Okay, so what are we going to do to take off or look for entries, our buying entries from here to our supply area? Okay, so now we scale down to our lower time frame. Let's go to our 3-hour chart. Okay, as you can see now, let me just remove this. As you can see, price, what we are going to look for is price created this break of structure. This break of structure. So now we won't be looking to take our entries of this high here, because why? Our higher time frame analysis says that we just formed a new lower low. Okay, so we have this supply area here. Okay, so now this here is all internal structure. Okay, so on our higher time frame, we know that there is a break of structure and a higher time frame supply whereby price needs to go to. Okay, so on our lower time frame, what we'll be looking for is that we'll be looking for price to violate our supply area, and then push back to the downside. Okay, violate our supply area, then push back to the downside like that. Okay, so now this supply area, we want this supply area to be invalidated. Okay, so now currently we just have a break of structure. So what we're looking for is that we're looking for price to create a change of character here. A change of character here. And after price creating a change of character, price should push back to the downside and respect our demand zone here and push to the upside where our higher time frame supply is. Okay, so where our higher time frame supply is. Okay, so and that's it for our USD CAD. So let's move on to AUD USD. Okay, so I'll just remove everything and start off with the weekly top-down analysis. Okay, so on the weekly time frame, this is what we have. Okay, so on the weekly time frame, we managed to see that price created this break of structure here, and price created this change of character here. Okay, price created this change of character here, and if you take our golden zone entry, price tapped us into a golden zone entry. Okay, let me just mark that out. Okay, so now we know that price tapped us into our golden zone entry. So let's scale down into our lower time frame entry, lower time frame analysis time frame to see what is going on. Okay, so on our lower time frame analysis, we can see that we have more or less the same thing. Okay, we have more or less the same thing. So here we have a break of structure and a change of character too. So now, if you take our golden zone tool, you can see that price tapped us into a golden zone entry. So now, within the zone, we're going to look for our confirmation entries. Okay. So now let me just push this to our left side, and again, we have a break of structure and a change of character. Again, we're going to take our golden zone tool, and price just missed our entry with a few pips. Okay, so now what's going to happen next? Okay, so if price violates our previous higher high, we're going to have our break of structure, and we're going to look for price to violate our previous higher high and push to the downside. Okay, so once price pushes to the downside, we're going to this here is going to be our strong low. Okay, that being that, we're going to take our golden zone entry, our golden zone fib, and then we're going to place it from our low to our the high price is going to create, and this we're going to take our entries of our golden zone here. And within our golden zone entries, we can look for our confirmation entries. Okay, so we can look for something like this within this zone here, to push price to the upside. Okay. That's it for AUD USD. Let's move on to GBP CHF. Okay. So GBP CHF, it's a complicated pair because it's currently moving sideways, meaning that it is consolidating. Okay, it's consolidating between this range and this range. Excuse me. It's consolidating between this high and this low here. Okay. So what we know about GBP CHF is that price violated or just spiked out this low here, but then internally price uh broke this, just broke this low here, and price respected this high here and pushed to the downside. But then price didn't violate our previous lower low here. So what happened next? Price eventually pushed to the upside and then violated our previous lower high, meaning that we could be in a change of trend. So we could be moving from this downtrend to an uptrend. Okay, so here we have this break of structure. We have this break of structure, and that being that, we can choose to take our golden zone entry or our supply or demand or order block entry. Okay, so I'm just going to place my fib level from this high to from this low to this high. Okay, and this here is going to be my golden zone entry. Okay, that being that, what I managed to see on the lower time frame, GBP CHF created a change of character. Okay, so as you can see here, GBP CHF created this this break of structure and a change of character here. Okay, so GBP CHF created this break of structure here. Break of structure and this change of character here. Okay, so now one thing you have to remember is that since price created this break of structure and this change of character, but then you wouldn't be taking your entries off maybe this supply area because it would be risky, because price only closed with a wick below our change of character here. Okay, so now you'd wait for price to close with a candle body close below our change of character like this here, so that we can take an entry of it. Okay, so what I managed to see is that also on our lower time frame entry or our lower time frame here, price created this break of structure here, and price respected this supply area here. Okay, so price created our price respected our supply area here. Okay, so what I managed to see is that this was just internal structure. Okay, so now price hasn't yet respected our change of character entry model. Okay, So what we're going to do is that we're going to move to our higher time frame here. And what I managed to see is that price respected our golden zone entry here. Our golden zone entry here, and price tapped into it and pushed to the downside. Okay, so now what we're looking for is that we're looking to take our entries off our lower high here. So what we have here is a break of structure, and also we have our golden zone entry here, whereby we can take our entries off. Okay, so one thing I missed is that also within this range here, price also created confirmation entries. Okay, so let's just move to our 60-minute chart or our 45-minute chart. So as you can see, the price immediately when price tapped us into our golden zone entry, price created a break of structure and a change of character, and eventually price pushed to the upside and respected our supply area here, tapped us in and pushed to the downside. Okay, so I think that's it for GBP CHF. So what we'll be looking on GBP CHF next is that if price pushes to the upside, we'll be taking off our inches of this golden zone here. Or how do we catch our inches to our golden zone entry here? We scale down to our lower time frame entry, so we can go to our 30-minute chart. So as you can see here on our 30-minute time frame, we can see that price created a break of structure here and a change of character. So let me just go to our 15-minute chart. Uh, 5-minute chart. Okay, so here we can see that price created a change of character and a break of structure here. And you can see that price respected our low here, meaning that it respected a zone. Okay, didn't tap us into our, didn't exactly go into our demand area here, but then eventually it respected our low here and then violated our previous high. So meaning that now we're in a confirmed uptrend, meaning that we are confirmed that our price is in a uptrend. Okay, so meaning that we're going to go to our 15-minute time frame to look for our demand zone or our order block. Okay, 30-minute time frame. Okay, so here we have this beautiful zone here that we can take our buying opportunities off. So basically what we'll be looking for is that we'll be looking for price to tap us into our zone here and push price to the upside to our higher time frame. golden zone entry here, which is our high time frame golden zone entry. Okay, so and I think that's it for GBP CHF. Let's move on to AUD CAD. Okay, so for AUD CAD here, let me just remove everything. Okay, so AUD CAD was pushing beautifully to the downside, bearishly so. So, and created a break of structure here, a break of structure here, and price violated the previous lower high, meaning that we could be in a change in trend. Okay, so and on the daily time frame, we have this beautiful demand zone here, whereby price tapped us in. Okay, so now price just tapped us in into our demand zone and never created any confirmation entries. Okay, so what are we going to be looking for next? Okay, so as you can see here, we have this break of structure here. So what we'll be looking for next is that price to break our previous lower high here, to break this previous lower high here and push to the downside to our demand zone here. To our demand zone here, that will be using for our confirmation entries. Okay, so this here is going to be our change of character. Okay, this here is going to be our change of character. So what we'll be looking for is price tapping into our demand zone and pushing to the upside. Okay, so that's it for AUD CAD, and let's just move on to okay, a quick one is, let me just do a quick one here. AUD NZD CAD. Okay, so for NZD CAD, we've been moving bearishly so, creating our lower highs, lower low. So lower highs, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. So now we currently pushing to the upside, approaching our lower high. So we're going to look for our entries based on this order block entry here. And within our order block entry, we're going to look for our confirmation entries. Okay, so this is going to be our order block entry, and within this, we're going to look for something like this, our confirmation entries to push price to the downside. Okay, so for GBP USD, we have this. GBP USD, we have this beautiful break of structure here, and we have this beautiful demand zone here. Okay, so now since this is the daily time frame and it's going to take a while for price to approach our daily demand zone, so what do? We scale into our lower time frame, and as you can see here, we're going to, so here on our lower time frame, we're going to look for our change of characters to push price to the downside. Okay, so now here, this is our recent high. This is our previous high, which was not actually violated, just price wicked out of it. So we are going to use this here as our break of structure. Okay, this here is our break of structure. So now we'll be looking for price to violate this low here. Going to look for price to violate this low here, creating a change of character, and then pushing to the downside to our demand zone here. Okay, so this is what we are going to have. Price pushing to the downside, creating a change of character, and then price pushing to the upside, respecting our supply zone here, so that we can push price to the downside, so we can respect our demand zone on our higher time frame entry. Okay, so guys, that's it for our market breakdown session. You guys have any questions?
Shosho Nako.
Shosho King.
Yeah, can you please analyze gold for me? I just want to see something.
Okay, just give me a second.
Okay.
So gold.
Yeah, gold.
So this is gold on the daily time frame. What we have here is we have this break of structure here and this beautiful demand zone here. So now what we will be looking for is that we'll be looking for price to, since now price is here, price created this beautiful, okay, we'll just use this one here because I know on the low time frame entry is a candle body close. Okay, let me just see something. Okay, yeah. So price here is created a break of structure, and now price also created a change of character here. So now we'll be looking to take our entries of this high, and then push price to the downside. Okay,